Hey everyone, today I thought I'd look at cloud gaming. Not gonna lie though, I was originally just gonna say how bad Google Stadia is. And let's be honest, that dead horse been beaten far too often at this point. But during this time frame between making this video and releasing it, the Switch has kind of got its own streaming stuff with, thanks to Remedy Games partnering up with Ubisoft, so I don't know how to pronounce that. Another streaming company essentially, to bring their game Control to the Switch for the power of the cloud. Oh, praise the cloud. So I'm going to sum up my experiences with both platforms and my final thoughts on cloud gaming at this time. So when it comes to Stadia, it is single-handedly the worst experience I ever had with a game platform. See, even from the get-go, I've never liked Stadia's model of subscribing to them for 4K and then paying them for the games to actually stream. Ubisoft happened to put out a demo for their Immortals Phoenix Rising game, so I thought, pretty much a free chance to try the game in Stadia. That was what I was expecting. In reality, I couldn't even scroll the damn menu down. Yeah, I got stuck on the menu for 30 minutes because it simply would not scroll. You know how I figured it out in the end? I had to highlight some of the text and drag it down. What were they thinking? So yeah, apologies for the guerrilla photography, but I just wanted to show you what I mean by the Stadia menu thing. So, if done right, I should have two screens, one showing footage from another, what would be a Mario page at the moment, and the keyboard. I recognise this keyboard's not very good, but it can still scroll like any other. So, I'm showing you now, this is a normal Google sort of page. Well, it is Google. Show again, just in case it buggers up in the footage thing. Now, I'm going to go over to the Stadia menu. I'm on the Destiny 2 store, as you can see. Now, doing right, you'll show that, yeah, it just doesn't work. So what you gotta do is, you gotta hold on left click and then move up like that, as you probably see now. And again, I'll show you on the TV screen. So yeah, I can't even do the very basic thing of scrolling in Stadia, which is a brilliant start. So when I finally got to the damn game, it wouldn't even run. Yeah, I had Stadia set to 720p and it just didn't run. It looked awful. I have footage to show you in a sec. Now, my PC is not the best, but it can run somewhat like The Witcher 3 at 1080p at 60 frames per second. But I thought the whole point of streaming is that it can run on the toaster theoretically, if set up properly. So I eventually got help from Stadia's customer service, which was surprisingly helpful. I did a lot of stuff to help Stadia run better, but it got to the point of them saying, maybe you should test your internet. And I thought, yeah, my internet's not the greatest on the planet, so I thought I'd give it a try. So I went through the test that they themselves have set up, and it says I can run Stadia at 1080p. I told them this, and then they eventually asked me to contact my internet provider about TCP and UDP ports. I don't even know what that is. It's nothing to do with the router. It's someone I have to contact the internet providers. It's on their end essentially. And I'm not gonna lie, I'd kind of stopped at that point. I shouldn't have to be going out my way to do stuff like that. It just shows how much of a failure Google Stadia really is. I've never had to do anything like that for any technological device I've got in my house. No other streaming service, video in particular obviously. Hell, I didn't even have to do that for the Control Cloud Edition. It just worked. So yeah, great start. And to the Stadia fanboys out there, yes, they exist by the way. The whole point of streaming is so you don't need a PC that can run, 4K and stuff like that. So people who say my PC isn't up to standard is talking out their ass. Now to the polar opposite end of Stadia, which is Ubitus and Control. Now these guys had a smart idea of using a game demo to test out if you can stream. And I'll be damned, it does actually work. I first tried it on portable mode sitting next to my router. Performance mode was pretty good. It ran pretty much as you expect it to. Graphics mode less so, I don't recommend it really, to be honest, especially in portable mode. But when I put my Switch into TV mode, man, it was a different story. Unfortunately, I could only get footage of performance mode, as you got a limit on the demo for some stupid reason. Damn, performance mode took a hit. While it ran at 60 frames, because it was loading from the internet at the same time, it did not run at that. But that's not even the worst bit. The camera is horrendous in this game. It kept sliding too hard everywhere, making aiming a hassle. Even at one point I actually fell off a platform because the camera just dashed off miles away. I don't know how that came about. If it streamed correctly, it would be the definitive way of playing it. It's 60 frames per second or 30 with ray tracing apparently, but it just doesn't run that well. I know that for a fact because I played the PS4 version as well, so I can't really recommend that either. So my final thoughts on cloud gaming. I don't care for it and it was never going to win me over no matter what. Cloud gaming kills game preservation, something I personally love and think is already hard to do when it was just physical alone. I mean, with a digital storefront at least you can keep the data on your hard drives. With cloud gaming you don't even have that. And I think it's just far too expensive than regular gaming as well. They expect you to purchase the games at full price. I'm not expecting it for free, but you know, I don't like the idea of paying full price for a game that I'm not even going to physically own or have come up whenever I want, essentially. Stadia itself is really bad. I mean, all the problems I said, if there was no demo for Stadia at the time, I could have gone in spending about 50 quid on a game or something like that, only for it to not work and I'll be out £50. So Stadia is just terrible in my opinion, awful thing. One final thought, I genuinely believe cloud gaming is being advertised to the wrong group of people. It's being advertised to hardcore gamers like myself, when in reality I don't think that kind of thing would work for them. You know, you got the hardcore console nutters who all about the exclusives and stuff. They'll fight with their brand to the death. Then you've got the PC guys who need that validation because they believe their PC is better than consoles, even though their PCs are probably nowhere near the levels of the current gen that's coming out now. So who do I believe that it actually should be aimed at? Easy. The people who play sports games, Call of Duty and the occasional live service AAA game like the Avengers. They don't want to buy another box constantly. They just want to get the game, stick it in and play with the mates. That's all they want. And honestly, I think that's who they should be aiming cloud gaming at. I spoke to a few people who like that and they love the idea of it. Yeah, not buying the box, like, yeah, play it with the mates straight up. I think EA and Activision are kind of missing out by not putting their games on a streaming service or even not making it themselves. Would I ever use them versions? I don't even play them games on consoles anyway, so like I said, it's not aimed at me, that sort of thing. But I think it would easily reach a casual audience if you put them kind of games on there. As of this moment, hardcore people who are in, like, Doom Eternal is a great technological feat for cloud gaming, but most people who love Doom Eternal will buy it on their platform of choice. They will probably most likely buy it on a PC. But if you put FIFA on a cloud gaming thing, a lot of casual people will forego buying that box and go straight to streaming. I guarantee it. Right then, thank you very much for listening to about my opinions on why cloud gaming is bad and is being advertised at the wrong people. If you want any more content, just give us a subscribe and like and I'll come up with some more stuff. Bye.